Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and Titans releases tomorrow. Should be live around 10 a.m. Pacific. We'll have a reminder in tomorrow's video where we'll have our early deck recommendations, stuff to try out on day one. That should be a lot of fun. But today I thought it would be a good time to go over what I think will be the 10 most broken, most busted cards that you'll be excited to open up in your packs tomorrow. And it's actually 12, one for each class in the neutrals. So you get a little bit of extra for clicking on this video. So we're gonna go over all those cards. And of course, a friendly reminder, this is the last day to enter our giveaway for 2 rewards tracks out of my pocket. You get all the stuff in that picture there. All you have to do to enter that giveaway, like and comment in the video description below. Be subscribed to the channel. I dislike the video because it's terrible, but you have to like it. Anyways, what are going to be the most broken cards of Titans? Starting off, we have Demon Hunter, and I kind of want to go with Jotun, the other legendary minion that, like, you basically will cast your first spell each turn you draw it, a copy of it, targeted at enemies. I think it's like a 5-star card, but mostly in Relic Demon Hunter, whereas Argus, the Emerald Star, the Titan legendary for Demon Hunter, I feel like we'll just go into anything except for maybe not Outcast, maybe. But it's still really good, and basically minions to the left of this will have Rush, the ones to the right will have Lifesteal. You have the abilities of discovering a Death Rattle minion, it costs 3 less. You reduce the cost of all minions you're hit by 2, and summon 4 2/2 elementals with Taunt, 2 on the left, 2 on the right. They get those usages, and this card is going to cost, in Relic Demon Hunter, sometimes 0 mana, which is pretty broken, but even at 7, it's a pretty darn good card, and I think will be a staple in Demon Hunter and Zeddy rants for months to come. For Death Knight, they really don't get much outside of the Plague archetype, which may or may not work out, but what card will work out is the Primus, the Titan for Death Knight, which is an 8 mana 7/9. After this uses an ability, you discover a card with that rune, and the best rune pretty much most situations is Runes of Blood, destroying an enemy minion. This minion and your hero gain its health. Really solid to get that blood card, which could be more removal. You buff your hero's health, you buff this minion's health, and then you can also, you know, get a spell. The next spell you cast costs 3 less and it has spell damage +3, and also a pretty good one at protecting it. Summon 2/3/3 undeads with Taunt and Reborn. They look like that, and I think this will be a staple in Unholy and Blood decks until whenever. There's no rune requirement on the Primus. It can go into any deck, and again, I think this will be an absolute staple in almost every Deathlight deck, outside of maybe Frost, but you know, any deck can run it, and it is really flexible and just, yeah, kind of broken. For Druid, I'm going to go with the Disciple of Eonar, the 4 mana 4/4 epic Battle Cry. Your next choose one card has both effects combined, and I just see this card as a staple with Drum Circle. The way they interact with each other is just insane. Getting the full board of 2/2s, then giving them +2/+4 in Taunt is incredibly powerful, and Disciple of Eonar effectively guarantees that. It's a giant stat bomb on the board, and your opponent needs to answer it immediately, because there's also cards like Cultivation that all of a sudden you summon those 5 treants, this becomes dirt cheap. I think that whole archetype is about to pop off. Big part of that will be Disciple of Eonar, as well as the Forge card if you decide to just run that one, choose one card and always hit your Drum Circle. Hunter's a tough one with a lot of really good cards to go over. I'm gonna go with Agrimar the Avenger. You equip a 3/3 Tashalok, it's called, this weapon here, and then you can also buff it by giving it card draw, giving it basically every time you swing you get a 3/3 or a +2 attack and imbued, effectively a 5/3 weapon for 6 mana with a 3/7 that needs to be answered. It's an incredible reach. You can also just use it for draw, for bodies. It is an incredibly good card, but Hunter got a lot of really good stuff. Starstrong Bow, Observer of Myths, always a bigger Jormonger, and even Awakened Tremors. They're all really good cards. Hunter is looking super strong, but I will go with Agrimar as my pick, and there will be a diamond version in the shop for probably a lot of money, so look out for that. For Mage, I am going to go with Molten Rune. This card, I've been playing Arena. Maybe I'm biased biased by the arena, but it is super good. In particular, obviously you forge this, you get the forged version of dealing 3 damage twice, get a random spell twice, but the way it interacts with spell damage in particular is super strong, and there's just not a lot of really good fire spells you want to play in Mage right now, and I do feel like you want that spell school synergy, and this is also just lethality, its value. It is a really disgusting card, but you can also take a look at Inquisitive Creation, which is also really good, and I really hope I can find Sith signature, because she is also pretty darn good. But Mage, I don't know if it's all going to come together, but there are some really powerful tools. Paladin, I'm not entirely sold on Mech Paladin. I think it'll be disgustingly good and wild. I still feel like it's not coming together in standard, not enough spell tutors, so I'm not gonna go with the mechs. I'm gonna go a little off and say tier. The 7 mana 4/5 legendary Battlecry Resurrected 2, 3, and 4 attack paladin minion. You get so many stats, and the way you can build around this, make it a non-pure deck and kind of enhance and make sure you summon only those good paladin minions, or you just get a big stat bomb, which is really relevant for a class that loves to play stats. I think tier can slot into a ton of different stuff, and to me it's a toss-up between Amethyst and tier. I'm gonna go out there and say that tier will be the most broken paladin card. Priest doesn't get a lot this set, at least in terms of like really viable cards. Creation Protocol looks really sick, but let's be real, it's Amanthul. I haven't opened it up yet, but I will be at least crafting this golden probably right out the gate. The 7 mana 3/10 Titan, after this uses ability, you discover any legendary minion, so that could be a Colossal from another class. The only thing it can't get is like wild cards if you're playing standard, or other Titans. And the abilities of choosing a non-Titan minion, summon a copy of it with +2/+2 isn't too bad. Choose 2 enemy minions, remove them from the game. Now that's really powerful. And also just summoning a random 6-cost minion, give it taunt and lifesteal. That could be any minion. It could be from another class and all of that. This card looks really strong, and you're not going to be facing just 1 or 2 of them probably, because Power synchronizes a card. It's really good. It's going to go into Control Priest, which is pretty solid, but overall Priest didn't get a ton this set, so Amanthul is definitely going to be my pick. For Rogue, you guys know what I'm going to say if you've been watching the channel lately. Lab Constructor, I think, is utterly broken. You don't even need to forge this card for it to be good. It just snowballs so quickly. You get a stealth 1/1 magnetic. You could just slap it onto this, or you could just play Constructor, put the stealth on it, or forge this and do it the other order, slap it onto a mech on the board already, and it is really hard to deal with a snowball minion. It has to be answered while you're also doing other things, right? A lot of classes will have to consume all their resources to try and answer it, and that can be rather difficult. You do have classes like Priest that can answer that, but for the most part, mass AoE for dirt cheap, hard to do. It could lead to a Starfish meta or something like that, but regardless, I think this card's super strong. I know some people are sleeping on it, but we'll see. My hunch is this is going to be one broken mech. I don't even know where to start with Shaman. Their tool set, this expansion, is absolutely ridiculous. Flash of Lightning in particular, getting that mass mana cheat. Crash of Thunder, basically, you know, getting 0 mana, deal 3 to all, and you can amplify it with spell damage. But I'll go with Golganath the Thunderer because I opened it golden, and it's a really nice Titan, which is a 6 mana 5/7. Your first spell each turn costs 3 less, and then you can deal 20 damage to a minion, draw 3 overload cards, or deal 3 damage to all enemies, and restore 6 health to all friendly characters. They're all great, they're all good, and you can play this card in any Shaman deck and feel pretty damn good about it. It's just a ridiculous card that just, yeah, you play it. Why wouldn't you play this card? It does everything and then some, except I guess attack for the first 3 turns. It can't use its abilities. Warlock, I have to go Forge of Wills. This location is utterly ridiculous. Getting a copy of your minion, it just reminds me of the 3 mana Deathlight location, but way better, right? You'd have to set it up, get some big stats on the board, but we got like a 4 mana 7/7 taunt this expansion, and you could just set up giant swing turns with this. It is really, really good, and I think it goes into any Warlock deck that isn't like pure aggro, right? Just anything that summons decent sized stats. But I will give an honorable mention to Sargeras because this card is really rad, and we're gonna try and make it work day one, and we're probably gonna die a lot trying to figure it all out. Here's another class that got a bunch of great stuff, but it has to be Steam Guardian. This card is incredible. It just goes into every warrior deck. It can go into your Scam, Black Rock, and Roll deck. It can go into Enraged Warrior, Control Warrior. Just getting that draw, specifically a spell, is great. In a fire spell, when you have cards like Black Rock and Roll, or Bellowing Flames, which is ridiculous, or Trial by Fire, which is ridiculous, it's just a card that will go into like every warrior deck. It's just that good, and I've got to give it my highest recommendation for warrior cards. And for the neutrals, I have to go Drone Deconstructor, the 1-mana 1/2 mech that gives you a 1/1 magnetic spark bot with a random bonus effect. There's like 8 of them, but the best ones typically are like Divine Shield, Stealth, Wind Fury, Poisonous. Lifesteal can help you out. These are just super good. Go into any mech deck, period, or just value decks. It's just super solid and something you really can't sleep on. But I will give a quick shout out to, of course, we mentioned it earlier, the 4-mana 7/7, the Imposing Anubisath. I was really low on this card when I initially reviewed it. I forgot how well Warlock will be able to use this. And yeah, this 4-mana 7/7 taunt that can't attack, well, when you copy it and make a 7/7 rush, it will. And I think this card will see meta play. So let me know what you guys think are the most busted cards from Titans coming up, and tune in tomorrow. We'll have some day one decks to try out, our giveaway winner, and of course we'll be streaming it all live on Twitch, which we'll mention tomorrow as well. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.